everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the Why So Blue podcast. I'm not sure what episode we're on, but we're making 17 and a quarter. We're making a new episode. We're going to talk about the movie we just watched seconds ago called The Invitation. It's like a thriller. I can't even describe the genre without kind of spoiling.
New age horror.
Suspense. From the Draft House films. It's a pretty indie movie, but you'll recognize some faces in it from some major stuff. We'll also be talking about a few other things I can't remember. So we'll go around the room.
A little movie called Rogue One.
We'll figure it out as we go.
That other indie film.
Oh, yeah.
Rogue One.
That's from a real small studio.
Yeah. We'll talk about Rogue One. We'll probably talk about some blu-rays that are coming up. And so, yeah. I'm Shohan.
I'm Jerad.
Jordan.
James.
And we're going to get started right now. So, The Invitation. Thoughts, opinions. I thought it was great. Every time I thought it was about to get lame, it just totally switched gears and got better and better and more intense. And you're just sitting there with the main character, you're thinking like, why don't you just do this? And then he does this, and you can't assume anything about this movie.
No.
You just gotta watch it. And it's like Jordan said before we watched the movie, you can't watch any trailers, you can't really see any descriptions. It's like a purely performance-based movie, and like I'm sure the trailer spoils it in some way because it alludes to the sort of a twist that happens. But I thought it was great. What did you think?
Well, okay, wait. Before we continue, are we going to talk about spoilers, or else this is going to be a short discussion?
Let's start no spoilers and then go spoilers.
Well, I mean, if
Just opinions at this
If
point.
you
Someone
haven't seen it,
is
stop
listening to
right
this.
now and go watch it.
Just general thoughts, and then we'll
I
go
think we
spoilers.
all here endorse the film.
Definitely.
So,
yeah, I bought the film on Friday, and I read about it, and I saw it pop up on my iTunes, so I just blind bought it. And I heard from everybody who had seen it from the festivals to not read anything about it. So I watched it by myself Friday morning. I was blown away. And I immediately wanted to talk to everybody about it.
But you can't talk to anybody about
Right.
it unless they've seen it.
Exactly. So I just told people how amazing it was. Just how tense and upsetting it is.
Very upsetting.
So which is why I gathered everyone here tonight, as many people from the website as possible. So I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of the year so far.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah,
I thought
without
it
a
was
doubt.
What did you think, Jerry?
I really liked it. I thought, like, every time it was reaching, like, a moment where there would normally be, like, pacing problems, it did some really fun stuff with, like, non sequitur,
Right.
and it was all about showing you and not telling you.
Exactly, yeah.
It didn't treat the audience like you were stupid, and you were able to infer everything was going on. And it keeps you on the edge of your seat the entire time. Like, I was so anxious the whole time.
I feel like if you had had any other cast that wasn't as good as these actors, that wouldn't have come across as well. Because everybody kind of sells the tension and the build-up and each of their moments and their scenes. And there's this one guy that has this great monologue that just kind of it turns everything, but kind of puts you in sort of a semi-comfortable, awkward position. We'll talk more about it in spoilers. But what do you think, James?
It was great. It was a long build to an intense ending, but it worked very well. It was a great movie. Very good.
Yeah.
The lack of a soundtrack definitely added to that tension.
Yeah, for sure.
Without the music to kind of tell you what you should be feeling, all you feel is, oh my God, what's going to happen? It was excellent.
Okay.
Okay, are we getting into spoilers?
We should probably go spoilers right now.
Okay, from here on out, spoilers for
We're gonna
Invitation.
spoil the hell of it. Okay, so at one point, would you guys have just gotten the hell out of that house?
Oh, first of all, that's what I love about the film. Because I love how it lingers on people's faces.
Yeah.
And the film invites you to question yourself.
No.
Like, it really allows you to put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
The whole time, yeah, I was wondering what I would do in that position. And the whole dinner party is so superficial.
Right, yeah.
And it's a testament to the actors. Like, every actor, there are so many things going on with just a glance for everybody in the picture. But yeah, every single aspect is superficial. From the host's artificial kindness to the guests' their hesitation to say what they're actually thinking, and you can tell that they agree with Will, the main character, that yes, something is going on, but they don't want to say it.
Yeah, they're like social niceties.
Exactly.
They tolerate it.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, let's go ahead. Somebody give me a blowjob. It's like, come on, dude. You don't want a blowjob. You're scared out of your mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know that social awareness, like it's fatal in the film. It does not have great results.
Well, it does this great thing because you're watching the film through the lens of Will, but all of the actors are inviting you, the viewer, in a way to be like, relax, it's a dinner party. What's the worst that could happen?
They're all there to convince you that it's all okay.
And in a weird way, it works because 90% of the runtime, it's like Jaws. Nothing happens. The shark isn't there. Like, you're still like, is this a huge red herring? Like, am I like being misled? Like, there's so many different ways it could play out.
But the very first scene, the opening scene, when Will hits the coyote and he has to kill it with the tire iron, it sets the paranoia at that moment because we don't see that animal being killed. We just hear it, and it's the horrors that we're not being subjected to. And at that moment, we're already imagining something that may not be real. And it puts us on the edge of your seat. Like, it puts you on edge right off the bat.
Yeah.
One thing, too, if you listen, when Will's outside, you hear, like, dogs yelping in the distance. And it was totally, like, bringing you back to that moment of the coyote.
Absolutely.
And, like, Will's paranoia and putting you in that headspace.
Absolutely.
Yeah, another cool thing was, like, on top of all the weird things that were building up, it was kind of masked behind all this grief and despair from, like, they all knew this kid that died at this party, like, years ago, and they're all coming together to kind of, like, you know, celebrate his life and also get through the grief. So if you're acting strange and, like, paranoid about it, everybody's like, what are you doing? We're just trying to, like, love each other and heal.
It's almost like an intervention.
Exactly.
Will,
yeah. They're all trying to help and heal Will through the loss of his son. So every time something weird and bizarre happens, they just kind of like, dude, we're just trying to help you through your problem, and then he falls back into it. You know, it's really clever that way. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
I think the not being able to, you know, not having seen the previews or read any synopsis about it, I didn't expect that ending.
Yeah.
So the whole way through, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. Like, is this just a movie about a bunch of weirdos, you know, getting together and talking out their problems, or it goes in kind of the direction you expect it to with the you know, the tone they set with the movie, but the whole time not knowing definitely added to the tension. You're like, is this gonna end?
You don't know if it's gonna be like some weird orgy.
Yeah.
With
at times
like,
it seemed like it was getting there.
Oh yeah, with like Sadie's like heightened sexuality and.
Quite an intro for that actress.
Right? Yeah.
Oh my God. Full bush.
It's quite an intro.
And it, at least for me, it really made me question like everything that was going on, especially the moment where Choi enters the film.
Yeah.
Like that moment is so calculated. Because it really disorients you.
Absolutely.
You're so disarmed. Like,
yeah.
All this ammunition you were saving up is like totally taken away.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's like, well, is he just gonna kind of join this cult now, and is the thing's gonna end up happy now that he trusts them and everything? But
when he slapped that wine glass out of their hand and everybody else is it, I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you question everything from. But once Choi enters, like everything,
yeah,
it's brilliant.
There is this weird moment in the film where I was like, oh my god, is Will gonna kill everyone? Like, I sincerely was like, is that where this is gonna go? Is he so unstable that, like, he can't handle being here
The
anymore?
thought never crossed my mind, but I totally would have, bought
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah,
can see that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point I was like, dude, what was her name? His black girlfriend, Amy Kim?
Kira.
I mean, oh,
Kira.
by the way, that actress is in the Miles Davis movie.
Oh yeah.
That was directed by Don Cheadle. She's phenomenal in that movie,
Okay.
and she's great in this movie. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like as soon as what was I saying? That actress, she was just telling him to like calm down and
Mm-hmm.
like. I was with her the whole time. Like, get him out of there. Like,
This
just
is
leave.
really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like he knocks the wine glass out of everybody's hand. And I'm like, Jesus! Like I felt embarrassed at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
Yeah.
you're making a scene?
Yeah,
The movie totally fools you into that point in thinking that he's being ridiculous.
yeah.
Until.
Like a cult, it manipulates you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have done the same exact thing as him. Like,
I mean, I would
it
have left
was,
a long time
yeah,
ago.
like I probably wouldn't even be there. But it's just, the film itself makes you paranoid.
Mhm.
About,
Very well.
Yeah.
And it's very gradual. It's not like you get there and somebody's just waving a knife around. It's just like everybody's just kind of wide-eyed and weird and not quite human. And
Mhm.
it's just
off.
yeah. And like everybody's been to a party where most of the people just seemed kind of weird and it felt unsafe. Like somebody's gonna get in a fight for no reason.
Right.
So I should
Yeah.
get out of here. Like the scene where the big guy told his wife murdering story.
Oh, that's so that is upsetting.
Yeah.
It is, but it's also one of my favorite scenes in
Oh,
the movie.
it's
I
out.
mean,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And how it just slowly, like, zooms in on him. As, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a brilliant actor. But that scene right there, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we're gonna get going. Like, I don't mean to be rude. I get you. I get that you went through something, but you're a murderer, and I don't know you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
And that moment is simultaneously horrifying and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you don't know this person well enough, though, to, like, fully commit to their story or
Mhm.
like, what they're telling you. I mean, this is someone they drug home from a cult in Mexico. It's, oh man. And one thing we never find out is what happened to the girl who left.
I was going to bring that up because I have a theory about that.
Yeah.
What does everyone think? What happened to Claire?
Oh, I think he strangled her. And
Absolutely.
Drove her car somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Strangle.
I don't know.
I don't think she's alive.
No.
What do you think?
He
I
pulled
have
around
no
that
idea.
bush, and I was like, as soon as he did that, he's like, dude, go out there. Go out there. Make sure she doesn't.
They
Yeah.
never go back to it. It's,
No, they don't.
He gets drawn away from the window, so he's not watching.
Yeah.
The car pulls up around the wall, so you don't see what happens
Right.
to that. And it's like, they
But
just
like,
sort of
when
leave
he
it
comes
at that.
back, he is like kind of breathing heavy.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, but that could have been
He's a
going
big guy.
upstairs. But, it definitely felt like something happened in that moment.
Yeah.
Well, because he just immediately like, oh, do you have the Prius? Like instantly, like, oh, this is a way I can kill you. Like it just occurred to him. It's like, dude, sit down, give your keys to somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't you have another,
Give your keys to somebody else.
Don't you have another story about killing a relative to tell or something?
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's my reasoning that he didn't kill her.
Yeah.
Because I think all the killings were supposed to happen once the lantern was put up.
Oh, okay.
which is why the guest came over, probably to confirm.
I guess.
If you
When the doorbell rings and
the one
he's
girl
ominously
goes-
talking to the
Yeah.
people
But
outside.
that was before the lantern.
Yeah.
It was, but the one girl, the green girl, goes to get the door.
And David.
The
He
big
gets up and rushes
he
out of the
stops.
way.
He's
yeah.
like, no, I
Yeah,
got it. And then David goes outside, and you don't hear what's actually being said.
Yeah, they never really reveal what that was about.
I wonder if it was like confirming that the plan is happening.
Yeah.
Was the
You think those are just neighbors, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, clearly the neighbors were in on it.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, we're on the other side of the hill. We just want to know if you could see our lantern.
Do we need to move it?
Yeah. We'll all be together soon enough, anyway.
I don't know who's looking at these things anyways.
So what's your theory on
That she lived because, and you know, this is me just
Speculating.
yeah. It's not in the film at all. But once they put the lantern up, then the guests were supposed to die.
Yeah.
And
That's a signal.
That's
And
when
maybe
they
it was
serve
like-
drinks.
Against the cult to kill someone prior to that happening.
It's very vague about the justification for the killings. It makes it kind of alludes to the fact that it's required for them to achieve whatever it is that these cult people are trying to achieve, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they can't just put a gun in their mouth and be done with it. Why do they have to bring people with them?
Right.
You know, like there's some sort of motivation for that. So allowing the one girl to leave maybe wouldn't have been. But I mean, it's all speculation.
Oh, yeah,
we don't know
yeah,
why
yeah.
the hell they're doing it to begin with.
And that's what I love about the movie. Like, why did they have to invite people over? Like, why couldn't they just all with the red lanterns get together and kill each other? Like, I love that you don't get all these answers.
Yeah.
My idea was that to them, this was out of love. And so they were doing this to their friends and people they consider basically family
Mm-hmm.
as a form of love.
They're doing it as a favor. Like,
Yeah, essentially.
you don't
Like,
know you want this yet, but
Mhm.
once you're dead,
And
trust
that's
us, you'll
that.
thank
The
us.
whole movie is set on the pretense of them trying to convince them that no, we can get rid of all the pain. It's physical.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I think they let Claire go because.
But you just said that you think.
Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
on
Aha!
You've converted
Yeah.
The lantern
That
theory.
cold has
kinda-
begun.
I think they let Claire go because if they would have tried to push harder, it would have spooked the rest of the guests. And
That's probably why Choi was still alive.
Yeah.
Rather than, he
Well,
shows up and.
well, he went to work.
Right.
You don't think he went to work?
No, I do.
Oh.
I could. Obviously, he went to work. He came back.
I'm an idiot. Moral of the story is stay at work and live.
Overtime's not a bad thing, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I loved how the film showed you the relationships between all the characters.
Yeah.
It conveys a lot through very little.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Just like simple touches between Will and his girlfriend.
Or Will and the Asian gal.
Yeah. It just shows a whole lot. Kira, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
And you understand the history. You understand where they are at that very moment, why they're reacting to each other in that way.
Mm-hmm.
You have a sense of what Kira has been going through in this relationship, and she's very understanding, and it's a very economical film.
Yeah, they don't take a bunch of time to explain everything. Like, they never tell you exactly what happened to their son. Like, it's
Right.
kind of like, I mean, they
There's a
basically,
lot of alluding to it, but they never
Right.
outright say
yeah,
it.
they never, like, I gathered, like, one kid was playing baseball, or they were playing with a bat, and he got clocked in the head.
Yeah,
Mm,
that was
mhm.
my
Which is-
takeaway from
Yeah.
it, too.
Weird, because you have this reoccurring theme of like head trauma
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's true.
throughout the film. The Sadie falls, hits her head. That's essentially what kills her.
The lady killer guy.
Yeah,
The lady killer
Yeah.
killed his wife because he fell into
John
her
Carroll
head.
Lynch,
Yeah.
love him.
And their son.
Yeah.
I love the flashbacks between Will and his son and
Yeah.
his ex-wife Eden. They're such like tender moments.
Yeah.
And they're so genuine. Like when he's teaching his son how to wash his hands,
Yeah.
or when the son walks in and they're in the bathtub,
Yeah.
and they're very honest of flashbacks, and it adds a lot to the film. It makes it heartbreaking. And the conversation between Will and Eden at the end is it's crushing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you've been through all this horror, this moment between these two people, it's
Yeah, you still get it.
very, very depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they hadn't have built up all that good faith, establishing the trauma and everything that they've been through, and why she was, coerced into this situation,
Mhm.
like her, her, I don't know, I guess you could say her redemption moment at the end would have seemed kind of dumb, but it totally came across, and you were like, I get it. Your son was killed at your house, and what would you do?
Yeah, the film absolutely earns that like tragic complication you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those flashbacks definitely kind of reinforce that pain that these guys are going through, You really feel for Will at times because, you're seeing him walking through this house he used to live in and remembering these really touching moments with his son, and it's just, it's gut-wrenching,
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it. I wish it would have played in theaters. I know it played in festivals, but this is a film I would have loved to have seen with a packed house.
Yeah.
And just to feel the tension rising and
falling.
To feel the audience become uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It
a lot of that.
Oh yes. It played last year at Fantastic Fest, I believe, and that's where I first heard about it, and it killed there. Everyone walked away from Fantastic Fest raving about this film.
I wonder how you would market this without.
I haven't watched the trailer actually.
I mean, it would be really difficult to market it at all. I mean,
something like
have a short trailer.
Yeah. Well, as trailers should be, not 2.5 goddamn minutes. Or 15 in Batman vs. Superman. But like, if something to do with like grief and reconnecting with your friends and family and moving forward, and I don't know because you can't just be that because that's just boring. You got to throw something in like unorthodox ways of healing. I don't know.
That's probably why the movie never went to theaters, is because it would be practically impossible to market it without.
We should have watched the trailer before.
Maybe.
Just throw in a whole bunch of deleted scenes. Totally mislead the viewer.
Yeah. I love how, because the film tells you that it's a cult halfway through.
Right. Yeah.
When
a quarter of the way through.
You hear her gasp, and he walks into the room, and she says, "They're in a cult."
Yeah. When Gina says that, and for me at least, and I feel like for most people, when you hear a cult, you think of Jim Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Entering the Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Mass suicide. I love how that's how the film ends.
Yeah.
Like that is the climax. Like that's the centerpiece of the film. But it just redirects you and it just spins you all over the place.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
That you have no idea. So it is a surprise, even though that's what you initially thought when you heard cult.
From very early in the movie, you kind of expect that ending, but when it happens, you are not at all prepared for it.
No.
Like, not at all, because the movie is just messed with your mind so much that you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it tells you how it's going to
end. Very early.
And they even present that suicide drink in a very ceremonial way.
Like,
yeah.
Everybody has the same glass. It's passing around the table. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, hey, you want some more? Hey, here you go. Like randomly. It's very orderly. But you're going along with it because it's like, oh, it's like a dinner drink after the dinner.
It's your digestive.
And even when Sadie attacks him, you're like, at least for me, I still wasn't sure what was going on. Like, I wasn't sure.
That's definitely the point you start piecing it together.
Yeah,
you're like,
but
why is she getting so mad?
Did that reaction, because she's built as just this unstable character. So I feel like you really can't assume that her reaction is how Eden and her boyfriend feel, because she's so unhinged.
Right.
Like, you just don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a point in the movie where I was like, is she special needs? Are they taking care of her? Like, well, because she's so bizarre.
It's true.
Like, at first, I was like, is she high?
I really don't think she was high.
No, I don't think she was at all. No. I think she was just.
But if it was said, she was really high, we would have all been like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
a
But
truckload of ecstasy.
She was just really, and she nailed that.
Yeah.
Creepy. Both of those
you could hurt
women
me if you want.
just
Sadie and Eden were so unsettling.
Oh yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, Eden just totally broken and just trying to keep it together.
I almost felt like it was over the top at moments, but then I think about it and it's like, no, because it wouldn't have had the same effect if it was toned down, That's what added to that suspense and everything. Is going like, why is she so crazy?
Mm-hmm.
What is happening?
Yeah.
I mean, the over-the-topness for Eden, I feel like, was you could attribute that to her, like, doubting where they were going with it, because she wasn't 100% on board. She was just like, I guess this is something that will help me. Yeah. It was all the David guy.
Yeah, he was definitely running the show.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I was like stress eating. Oh God! Oh no! Yeah, the direction is perfect, and the director Karen Kusama, she did Girl Fight, which I liked a lot. She did the Aeon Flux movie, which isn't great, but I actually don't blame her because it could have been a lot worse. Cut to bits by the studio.
Yeah.
And she also did Jennifer's Body, which I think is a lot of fun, which is a film that's absolutely horribly underrated.
Megan Fox?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that it was just released at a time when Megan Fox had a lot of backlash and people just poo-pooed the film. And they still do, shockingly, even because it was released in 2009, and it still really hasn't gained a following. And it's a blast, and it has to do with a cult, kind of like this movie. And it has a lot of fun performances. Adam Brody is in it, I think. Is that his name? Adam Brody?
The guy from Predators?
Adrian Brody? No, that's Adrian Brody.
No.
Adam Brody's from, like, the OC?
Yeah. He's in Jennifer's Body, and it's my favorite performance of his. I usually don't like him, but J.K. Simmons is really weird in the film, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's a teacher with a claw hand, and it's just
But he's so good in everything.
Yeah.
It's
such a well-made horror comedy. And hopefully, once Invitation catches on, which I'm sure it will, people will start discovering her other films, and maybe she'll get to direct a lot more. I'd love to see her name pop up on screen more frequently.
For sure. Yeah, hopefully this movie gets more attention. It's, one of the standouts as far as just originality and, keeping you interested and not just, pandering to the lowest common denominator. Yeah. Just really creative stuff.
It's very intelligent, and it has respect for its audience.
Yeah, it doesn't, pander.
No.
It doesn't spell it all out for you. It's like, hey, this is a murderer. Hey, this is a crazy bitch. Like, no, you could figure that out on your own.
It's so well contained too. It's small cast. It's one location the entire time, and it feels claustrophobic. Like, you never get a sense of the house.
This is what I was hoping that The Witch was going to be like.
Yeah.
What
movie?
The Witch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Just like a small film, the building and winding tension, and it built to a great climax, but The Witch just kind of fizzled at the end. And
yeah,
I agree. Got that great payoff.
Yeah.
But people love The Witch. People love it.
I guess.
I think this is worlds better than The Witch.
Yeah.
I liked The Witch, but this was very...
3/4 of The Witch is thoroughly entertaining, but as soon as you get to that final act, it's just what the hell? It's did we enter I don't know, just crazy silly time? It's just kind of really weird.
Silly time.
Well, because all these witches come out of nowhere. Well, spoilers for The Witch. All these witches come out of nowhere, and the whole time we've been dealing with one witch, and it's just what? And nothing.
And they're floating.
Really?
Yeah.
And they're laughing and they're naked, and it's this is just boring.
Yeah. There was a part, in The Witch, where it starts to feel like a college art movie. It's we're talking about femininity.
Right? It's
colonial America. But this, it does so much with so little. Even the dialogue, the lines, there's dialogue going in the background, and, there's so much, Will's character is so well portrayed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He has that perfect 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
That guy
feels so much behind his gaze.
I feel like he outacted everybody in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
He was the star of
Which
that one, without a doubt.
Yeah, he was the scientist in Prometheus. Numi Rapace's boyfriend. I thought he was sort of flat in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this, he nails it every beat. And how the character is written, without a strong actor, it could become tedious.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, he has that stare, and he says so much with so little.
Yeah.
And he's fascinating to watch.
Yeah. His reaction, especially to when he's accused everyone there of everything, and where's Choi? Where's Choi? And Choi walks in the front door, and he just breaks down and starts crying, and it was like I was blown away. Just so impressive.
And, yeah, that great moment when the guy comes out and tells him he loves him, and he looks away, and you could see the tears glinting in his eye, but he doesn't actually cry.
Yeah.
It's such a great moment.
Yeah. Yeah, he was... he acted the heck out of it.
Yeah.
He really did.
Yeah, I loved when each time somebody would come up to him and be like, "Hey man, you okay? You're freaking everybody else out." Dude, a 7-foot man just talked about murdering his wife. I'm freaking everyone out. But you still go along with it. It's like, yeah, I guess it's being kind of weird. But still. Okay.
And I think that's so genius because what it's doing is so subversive. It's convincing the audience, no, everything's fine.
It's all Will's problem.
You're watching it from Will's point of view, and you're going, this is crazy.
Will's freaking you out, guys. Stop watching Will. Come back to the party.
Exactly. Fantastic.
Yeah, I definitely hope to see more of Logan Marshall Green.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, any last words?
I'd like to see more of all of the actors. The gay couple seemed like cookie cutters of each other, but I mean they were serviceable. But everybody else, they're just fantastic. The Game of Thrones guy, he was great. I thought he really nailed that calming yet awkwardness. I'd say it's about a perfect movie. Yeah.
I liked the relationship between the gay couple. It definitely countered Eden and I keep forgetting David.
Yeah.
David. And once again, I felt like their relationship was very defined. They're people who have been together for a long time and are comfortable saying slightly inappropriate things about other people, their sexual comments, and it just doesn't bother one another. It's just who they are, and little things like that. It's almost how they don't react to each other, which tells you everything.
Yeah. Jerad,
I thought it was great. If you haven't seen it, that's the whole movie. We just explained it to you.
Pretty much.
No, I really, really liked it. It's definitely probably my favorite movie of the year so far, actually.
But what about Batman v Superman?
Don't even get me started.
I mean, my favorite movie here is Deadpool. Second, I'm going to say it, Batman v Superman, man. I just love seeing that stuff. Seeing all that stuff happen. Seeing Wonder Woman. Seeing that scene where they're all standing together in that frame scene. The three of them, Batman holding that gun, and Wonder Woman
in every trailer.
Is worth every penny. It's great.
You can see that moment in the trailer.
Yeah, but on big screen. With I just love Jason's face right now.
Comment. No comment.
Yeah, this might be my favorite movie of the year. I'm watching it for a second time. It's still just as tense. It holds up, knowing what's gonna happen. Sequences in the film, it just pulls you in.
Yeah, man.
This would probably be a really fun one to watch multiple times.
Yeah.
There's so much to read into.
The subtleties.
I was straining to try and hear the conversation that was happening outside the door. Because I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like any little clue I was trying to hold on to figure out what this was all about.
It's definitely the kind of movie like I wouldn't want to watch. I wouldn't want to watch this movie by myself just because I wouldn't get the reactions from everybody around me. You could have a party around this movie, and you want to invite the certain people because it gets kind of freaky. But just like afterwards, it would just totally spark and break the ice. It would just be so cool.
Just that final shot.
Yeah.
Like, it just left me speechless.
It's like,
There's
where
not
did
much
they go?
you can say to that.
No, no. It reminded me a lot of. They're completely different films. But Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. Has anyone ever seen that? It has Elizabeth Olsen, and it's about a cult. And that's all I'll say about the movie. Because it's very, very disturbing.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. And it's one of those films that the more you know about the film, almost like the less enjoyment you'll get, like the less surprises. Because I watched it without knowing anything about it, and it blew me away. So same with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one called Faults with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, also about a cult, a woman coming back from a cult, which was released last year, and it didn't really make a splash. People are raving about Invitation, but no one really talked about Faults, and they should, because it's very entertaining, and like Invitation, it's a one-location film, and it does a lot with that one location.
That sounds like a really fascinating topic, though. Not necessarily the people while they're in the cult, but the after effects of it. Someone coming from a cult,
right? Right,
and the effects it has on their life.
I'm starting to get the idea that cults are bad.
Well,
Could be. Okay, let's switch gears real quick and let's jump into Rogue One. The trailer dropped last week and already has millions and millions of views on YouTube. So I don't think people hate it quite as much as Ghostbusters. So I think it'll do just fine.
That's more thumbs down than thumbs up.
Yeah,
Rogue One.
But yeah, let's talk about. I thought it was great. I'm excited. I'm interested to see how they're gonna handle a Star Wars movie with no Force, no lightsabers, and basically no Jedi. So
I swear I saw, possibly a Sith-like person kneeling down in front of a Darth Vader-like thing.
Well, Vader's in the movie.
I heard Vader's in it.
So there's a lightsaber that he at least has on him.
Yeah, but we're not going to see like a lightsaber battle.
And we saw the Karate Master with like the kendo stick.
Well, yeah, but he's not a Jedi.
I don't care.
He's just a badass.
Yeah.
It's Donnie Yen.
But there's no
stormtroopers with a staff.
I see that little karate or Jedi's.
But yeah, no Force magic. So
I think they'll make up for it.
Oh yeah. That scene with the friggin' AT-AT, like I think he shot through a guy.
Yeah.
Just watching them running towards that, the emotions well up.
Yeah.
Was Forrest Whitaker wearing like Mandalorian armor?
I'm not sure what he was wearing. It was
it looked like Boba Fett's like
maybe
bounty hunter armor.
Very possible. Because this is more, in that time frame.
So this takes place prior to A New Hope.
Yeah.
This is the crew that stole the Death Star planet.
The prequel we always wanted but never received.
I love the brief flash of the robot that's running with them when they're running down the hallway, which I assume is one of the.
It's like a
ships.
blue robot, if I'm right.
It looks silver.
Okay, I'm trying to remember.
But he's running with whoever the main character is, whatever her name is. The next BB-8.
Oh man, but yeah, I've been hearing on the internet people are already pissed that Disney is flooding the market with female leads and it's corrupting the Star Wars that we knew and loved.
I have to say, I got so excited when I saw it was another female lead. We need way more of those. We need way more of
Who
them.
wants a sausage fest? Really?
But it's just brilliant marketing on their part, too. I went to a local Comic-Con in Petaluma.
Yeah.
Every single little girl there was dressed up like Rey.
Fucking A.
Every single one. And damn right, man, there needs to be better role models for little girls, you know? Like, if they're gonna, you know, glom onto a Star Wars character, I'd much rather have that than Lady Gaga or something like that.
Whoa,
you know?
To be fair, Poker Face was a genius. She hasn't quite recovered from that album.
I'm just saying. I think that what they're doing is fantastic, and more of it. I will take it. You know, it is fantastic.
I mean, it's friggin' in line with Disney's whole, you know, business model for the last 60 years.
Right?
You know, so they know how to pander to that market.
Rogue One Disney princess.
But yeah, it's only going to get better, and there's tons of dudes in the movie. It just needs to be a mix. Like, this is a war. Like, even in the 20s and 30s, women were involved in war. You can't just say it's just a one-sided men running through the trenches and stuff. Like, it affects everybody.
Well, especially throughout history, like more behind enemy lines.
Exactly.
There's a lot of like OSS during World War II. There was a lot of women involved in that, and you know, so having a character who's going to go in and steal Death Star plans, you know, it just kind of falls in with history.
Yeah. This is only going to make more money. What do you guys think market-wise? Like, do you think it's going to make as much as Force Awakens?
Oh, no.
No.
Well,
I
said
think
as much.
I don't think it'll beat it.
I don't think it'll beat it, but I think it'll get close.
In fact, is it going to be one of the highest-grossing films of all time?
But the thing is, The Force Awakens did so well because it was just a damn good movie, and people saw it, and I'm more than willing to go see another one if it's that good, you know?
I could see it doing, like, Guardians of the Galaxy numbers.
Sure. It's definitely probably going to be an ensemble effort as opposed to Force Awakens, which is all about, like, 2 or 3 people. But I think Force Awakens, like, the biggest draw, like, the defining thing, because I would talk to people that weren't really into Star Wars, and then I'd show them the trailer or bits or promotional stuff, and they would see Rey, or they'd see Finn, or they'd see somebody else that they got to identify with, and they'd be like, okay, maybe I'll check this out. Yeah. And that's how they got to $2 billion. People just being like, oh, okay, it's not old white guys. Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah.
So they're continuing in that stride, and I think they got a shot, at least getting close.
I mean, it looks pretty darn good to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes out and it's garbage, then I don't think it's going to make it to Force Awakens, you know, but...
I don't see how that could happen.
Chewbacca's got to celebrate Life Day.
You know, they probably could make that into a pretty good movie.
I would not be surprised if they did a revamped holiday special.
I would love to see the new Star Wars holiday special directed by J.J. Abrams.
Oh man, just a series of lens flares and crap.
Yeah.
Oh man, I heard his wife called him out on the lens flares. Like one time, she was watching.
Into Darkness.
Yeah, Into Darkness, and she was like, "JJ, for the love of God, there was a scene where I literally couldn't see anything because of all the goddamn lens flares. Like, there's a whole 5 frames where she couldn't see anything. He's like, okay, I'll turn it down." But yeah, it looks good. I think they're on the path to greatness to continue things in a positive light. I'm not worried about Star Wars anymore. I think we're good.
Yeah. We're in the clear.
We're in the clear
now.
I was worried, man.
Well, the next one's Ryan Johnson. So that's good.
Yeah.
But then you got Colin Trevor.
That's the interesting thing, is seeing all the different directors and how they handle the source material and everything like that, because it could go very wrong. But as long as Disney, it's something they do so brilliantly with their Marvel movies.
Yeah.
They keep a tight rein on what they allow, and they're essentially hindering certain aspects of creativity, but they're also keeping a lot of the fans happy, by doing that. And I think if they do that with Star Wars, kind of keep it tighter leash and not let them get so crazy with it, I think they're going to continue to put out quality stuff, unlike DC.
Yeah, DC's really all over the place.
Oh, God.
It's so weird. I've said it before, DC has like the most popular characters in,
They really
in
do.
literary history,
They really do.
and yet they don't know what to do with them.
Well, it's like every time a movie comes out, it feels so like poorly informed on its source material.
Yes, absolutely.
That it just does not do justice. Like it does not feel.
It's not even so much that, like, because they check out the source material, but they put it all in one movie.
Yeah, they're like, oh, all of this sounds great.
Yeah.
Instead of like, no, like dial it down a little
It's
bit.
like, oh, they like these 6 books that were really great. We'll put them all into one movie.
Yeah.
I can't
And-
stand it. Ugh.
Like, and that's what Marvel does great. Like, they see those 6 books and they make 6 friggin' movies.
Well, then you look at. I'm absolutely in love with the Daredevil series on Netflix.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
think it's one of the best TV shows I've ever seen, and especially surrounding a superhero because they capture that hero. I've read a lot of Daredevil in my life,
Right.
and it is so accurate to that
Mhm.
character. They show his struggle and the pain he goes through.
I love that Kingpin.
Oh, Vincent
Vincent
D'Onofrio
D'Onofrio.
kills it.
Oh,
in
It's
that
awesome,
show.
man.
Amazing.
His ticks and stuff. It's
Oh,
great.
when he kills the guy with the car door.
Yeah, spoilers.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
But coming back to my point, they basically take an entire season for Daredevil just to get a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second season, in the end of the season, he gets his Billy Club
Right.
with
Yeah.
the retractable eye, and you're like, okay, so 2 seasons in, and they've kind of established him as a superhero now, But it's that slow build that works so well, and it's
Yeah.
like DC just wants to go, here's everything, just
Yeah.
love it, please. But it's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they're doing it in reverse. Like they're starting with the whole shebang and then piecemealing it out as if nobody knows who Batman and Superman are. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to break it down, dude. Like
Chances are, if they're going to that movie, they have a cursory knowledge of Batman
Chances
and
are-
Superman,
Well, that's what killed me so bad about Batman vs. Superman is you probably have 40 minutes of runtime devoted just to, like, who Batman is. And it's, like, his origin story. And we're going to see 10 flashbacks of his mom getting her head blown off.
Now, admittedly, I have not seen it because everybody who I've talked to has told me I would absolutely hate it. But from what I'm told, is this supposed to take place in the same universe as the Dark Knight trilogy?
no,
No.
not at all.
Not at all.
So,
For the sole reason that if there was a Superman in Nolan's world, he would have just fixed all that crap because
Yeah.
they're literally over the bridge. So he would.
Well, but this would have taken place far after, right? Superman wouldn't have even shown up because in this movie, isn't Batman old and retired?
There'd still be other metahumans around.
Yeah.
That's true.
You got your Flash or
in this
your Revlon
universe,
Aquaman.
Batman is kind of, like, labeled as a weirdo. And then you have, like, actual meta-humans who are, like, they're like, no, we're the real heroes. You're the freak in the costume who runs around at night."
He's just a normal
Yeah.
guy who puts on a bat pajamas and runs around beating up bad guys, He really is the weirdo of the
Like,
Justice League.
You're mentally unstable. We're the superheroes. We'll take care of it. And, like, there's so many clunky points in that movie. We could go on forever. But I feel like we should probably...
yeah.
That whole discussion.
It's a fun movie.
We'll
Check
wait
it
for
out.
the Blu-ray to have
There
another
we go.
Yeah.
2-hour-long
Hell
discussion.
yeah, dude.
There was a rumor that they're going to release the rated R cut in theaters.
I heard that.
Um,
I might see that.
So we can have another, podcast around that.
Hell yeah, I'm on board.
So, but for now, let's wrap things up.
Okay. Let me wrap things up. I got a couple Blu-rays coming out that I'll be reviewing.
Mhm.
It's How to Be Single.
Ooh, how was
I
that?
haven't watched it yet, but
Okay.
I watched a bit of the trailer because I could tell it was starting to get spoilery, and it looks friggin' hilarious. This chick gets single recently, and her other friend, I can't remember her name. She's like the Australian version of Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, from Pitch Perfect.
Exactly. And she's
Rebel Wilson.
yeah, Rebel Wilson. She's taking her out on the town, and the one chick is like, "Oh, let me go get a drink," and Rebel's like, "No, you don't buy drinks. The guys buy the drinks." And she goes over to this group of like 4 guys, and she's like, "Hey, so," and she's just awkwardly talking to them, and they're like, they don't know what to say to her, By the end of the conversation, she's like, "Okay, I'll have a martini," and they're like, "What?" She's like, "I'll have a mart," and then she just walks away. It just looks really clever. That looks good. That's coming out on Blu-ray May 31st. I'll also be reviewing 999, which comes out the week before. I haven't seen that yet, but it's starring.
Is it Christian Bale?
No, we've got
Kate Winslet in it.
She might be. There's a bunch of people in this movie.
I'm just making up stuff.
Just making up.
Is Bruce Willis in that one?
God no.
She's touching that thing.
But the Falcon is in it. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot's in it. Chiwetel Ejiofor is in it, and it's just a great stellar cast. It's Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Woody Harrelson.
yeah, there's a lot of people in it. It's like a police drama with corruption going on between partners within the department, and they're going after gangs. I think it takes place in L.A. It looks like it's brilliantly shot. I'm wondering how good
Kate Winslet is in it.
Okay, yeah. I'm wondering how good it's going to be. But it looks exciting enough. That comes out the week before the 31st. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, those will be coming out on Blu-ray, and you can check them all out on whysoblu.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter. Anything
Soon
else?
iTunes.
Soon to be on iTunes.
Yeah.
The Why So Blue podcast or Why So Blue cast. Not sure what we're going to call it.
And if you leave a 5-star review, once a month there'll be a drawing.
Yeah.
And you'll get a Criterion movie.
We're going to start a little contest. If you give us some upvotes, 5-star reviews of our reviews. Our
Reviews of our reviews?
Basically.
I didn't like George's review of Hush.
If you give us little
1-star.
5-star reviews on our podcast, that'll help us out, and you'll enter to win some fun Blu-rays and DVDs and whatever else we got lying around. We'll send it to you. But you gotta vote. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. So I've been Shohan.
Jerad.
Shohan.
Shohan.
And we're the Shohan. Good night.
Good night.
Find us on whysoblu.com.
Where?
whysoblu.com.
Where?
whysoblu.com.